All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Fruits Basket, Season 1, Episode 19.
All right, so last episode
was great.
A lot of good stuff there. We met the Tiger Zodiac with Kisa.
Right.
We had some good focus on Yuki. And Yuki's going to run for student council president.
That's right.
And I mean, it might be kind of being handed to him given that he is that popular, but also
That's true.
The previous or the current student council president kind of wants him to take up the reins.
Right, because he's going to be, moving out of this high school experience and all that stuff. But, okay, if that's what we get into in this episode, I'd love that. More school shenanigans. Like, those have generally been some of my favorite parts of Fruit Basket, so the more we get with that, awesome. But, yeah.
Yeah, and having maybe a little bit more Yuki focus.
Sure.
Because it does seem like they're setting up more and more stuff to kind of go in deep on, specifically Yuki and Kyo, of course, but with Yuki here and given a lot of the hints about the Akito connection,
right,
I could see some good stuff going in that direction.
Yeah, since this is kind of like his first step in taking ground in that direction, I would love to see the ways in, like, the specific ways in which his run for student council president, even if it's just like a shoe-in victory, here you go,
right,
how that helps him grow specifically in regards to the Akito scenario.
Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Okay, this might be one of our shorter discussions in Fruits Basket, because I kind of get what they were going for in this episode in that we get another member of the Zodiac.
Cool. Okay. And it's a character that's been seeded previously.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. But the idea of how kind of jokified a lot of the things were, I feel like took away from a lot of the potentially really, really powerful themes that they were going for.
Right.
And thus, I think, kind of made it a bit of like a kind of a kiddie episode in some ways.
Yeah, like because it's weird because Fruits Basket as a show has plenty of parts that are hilariously comical, right? And just absolutely excellent.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like in this one, I didn't get a good like transition of when it's like, all right, now we're going into the serious stuff. Like it was kind of all the setup for the serious stuff of where you have a character that is on a roof talking about jumping off because they don't deserve to live, right? Is like all comedy right up until the point where they start like talking about their backstory and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that makes it kind of hard for me to like be emotionally invested in the stakes of what are, going on because it was done for humor.
I totally get it, because this is the kind of thing where I would say this is like how in a kids episode of kind of something where you need to teach the kids kind of like a wholesome lesson of some kind. You don't need to have a reason to live, basically.
Right.
But it is so wonderful to have one. You can just live.
Right.
Have that audacity. Yeah,
exactly.
Have the nerve to live.
Right. You were born into this world,
right?
Exactly. You don't need to answer the question of why, but it's all right, you're here.
Right. And yet the purpose and the joy that is found in living not just for someone, but with someone in that kind of relationship, that's what life's all about. Family, friendship, love, all that good stuff. So I feel like it fits in enough with the core themes of the show. It's a thing of where, because this was a setup for a character that was so extremely focused on the, I'm sorry kind of shtick. I feel like we missed out on the opportunity to get to know them a little bit more. I like the parallel with Toru in that it's like, hey, Toru, does this look kind of familiar? Because, and
that's kind of something that I love it. And it also made me feel a bit confused with how the resolution was handled.
Sure.
Because Toru was the one who gave her own very flawed, answer, basically. Right. Yeah. And it's something that the other characters in the show have been specifically trying to tell Toru again and again.
Right.
That there's more than that. Right. That isn't actually sustainable. It's not healthy. That's great that you're able to do that and that you have decided to do that. But that is not the end all be all. And from that, to that standpoint, it's like, okay, it's not the end all be all answer for Richan. I believe that was the name. It was
Ritsu, I believe, is the full name, but Richan, I believe, is more of a...
you're right, because the editor's name is also, like, really, really similar. It's like the first letter is different. But, if they can't see a reason for themselves to be alive, right, like, independently, then think about it from the standpoint of,
Michan is the editor.
Michan, yeah.
But that's a nickname.
Right.
In the same way that Richan is a nickname.
Yeah. But
Ritsu is the actual, like, name.
That's right. Yeah, so Ritsu. So Ritsu is not able to, think of a reason to be alive, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
But then, living for someone else, cool. That's a great place to start. If that can get you off of the roof, fantastic.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. But, that's...
Yeah, but that's not going to solve everything, basically.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I feel like this is an aspect of where all the characters are flawed enough to the point that no one has an easy answer, really, of everyone else in the crew here.
Sure.
For Ritsu, except Toru, and Toru's isn't even an easy answer.
Right.
It's just a thing of where living is its own first step, but living for someone so that eventually you can find someone that will live for you, like that's something that might never really happen. You don't have any guarantee of that. It's a rough answer in that you almost can get the vibe that the mother doesn't have this connection with Ritsu, and that's why Ritsu has this disconnect with the idea of being able to be close to people, because they're just constantly being a problem for everyone. And it's like, well, I mean, like it helps to first be one that feels and receives and experiences love, so that you know when it's there and when it's not. I mean,
it's something where I kind of wish that the episode with Ritsu's mom was closer to this one, like in proximity in the season, so that I would have like a better memory of the kinds of stuff that Ritsu's mom brought up for context.
It was very simple. It was very simple. It wasn't. It wasn't a lot of extreme context.
Right, because we made we thought for a while that it might be Akito.
But it was basically the equivalent of, I'm so sorry. This behavior was essentially a form of what she was doing as well.
Right.
And it was like apologizing.
Yeah, I know my son's a lot,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Right.
So it was it was really dysfunctional.
Yeah, I really like the whole thing of him and the editor becoming friends. I think that's great, because the editor as a character, that's very much kind of like a shtick gag character that gets brought in, of Shigeru's being terrible to his editor. Please just give me the manuscript. That kind of neuroticism, I feel like that's where they'll be able to understand each other a fair amount, and maybe also have some saner interactions with people, because Shigure is totally stoking both of their issues whenever he's around them,
whenever he can,
and so the idea of the two of them kind of just hanging out, doing whatever, trying on kimonos and stuff.
It's
hell yeah.
Interactions that don't involve the main cast.
Yes.
Therefore, we have ways to utilize this large cast without funneling it all through the main few characters.
Right.
It makes it exciting.
Yeah, it makes the characters' lives feel a lot more real, because it doesn't all completely revolve around Toru
and this house.
Yeah. Yep.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.